Hey guys, Marissa at kitchentablestamper.com. I've got a super simple, cute little Ghirardelli square pocket here for you today. This is a warm-up for Wrap It Up for Christmas. Look out for details for that class coming very soon. We're going to use the Christmas season and Christmas to Remember stamp sets along with the seasonal labels dies and a simple, fun fold to make this adorable treat holder. These are easy to make in bulk and you're going to love it. All right, so we're going to start with a piece of painted Christmas Designer Series paper. Do any one you like. Keep in mind that this first fold is important. It's going to determine which pattern is your outside pattern and which is your inside pattern. And so for this one, I'm going to go with the pine cones on the inside. You're going to fold this 6x6 piece corner to corner and then work that with a bone folder. All right, next up, I like to grab my grid paper. I'm just going to use the little one here, the small grid paper. And I like to put my triangle along one of the lines. So the bottom is along one of the lines. I know it's level. Then I'm going to bring this corner up. And what we're looking for is for the corner here that we're making the folds and the point here to line up on the same line in our grid paper. So you can see here on this line is our corner, and on the same line, here's our point. And I don't put the point quite all the way to the edge. There's just a little, not even a 1/16 of an inch. Now we're going to fold, and then we're going to do the same thing here. This one's easier because we've got this point to bring, this corner to bring this point over to. I've found that it's sometimes with a pattern very hard to eyeball, and then you get crooked lines here, and then the whole little pocket comes together kind of wonky. So grid paper to just make sure that this corner and this point is on the same line, as long as the bottom is along a parallel line, will really make your little pocket turn out so much tidier. All right, so now we've got those two folds. The last thing we're going to do is bring down the front here and work that one with a bone folder. Ooh, I don't know which one's prettier. We'll see, right? We got a little stamping to do to finish it up. Let's slide these guys to the side, and I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus and a bit of white cardstock, and we're going to do this "'Tis the Season" greeting. I want this to be hard contrast between the garden green background and the white words. So I'm going to use my Stamparatus. I'm going to ink twice and stamp it. So let's go ahead and get that guy in there, held down with the magnet, and we're going to ink "'Tis the Season" with garden green. And then we're going to stamp one time and ink again. You can see it's got kind of a felted look, a little fuzzy. It's not a completely solid background. So a second coat of ink will just really give us a nice sharp finish. And it's so easy with the Stamparatus. So beautiful. All right, now we can slide this guy aside. And we're going to need a lot more scraps of white. And that's literally what I've got here. Just all the scraps. This project is going to use up all those bits and pieces of white cardstock. Now, Christmas Season is a photopolymer stamp set, so I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. And let's find some little scraps here for the little bits. I've got a little pine branch or pine bough. We're going to do 2 of those for this design. And then another garden green. Let's find another scrap we can use here. I've got the details of that little greenery. I'm going to ink in garden green. I'm going to stamp off lightly on that grid paper and then stamp the details. Bringing in Pear Pizzazz now to finish that up. I'm going to stamp the leaves. Second generation also, so stamp off and then line it up, and you're going to get the most beautiful fresh greenery. It's so gorgeous. Look at that. I love that. That's my favorite way to stamp this set. It just brings such bright freshness to every Christmas project. All right, let's switch our ink pads again. Okay, here I have Evening Evergreen, Real Red, Early Espresso, and Crumb Cake. Let's make some pine cones. So our pine cones have details. They're a smaller image, and then they have backgrounds. And these you can see are more full images. They're kind of bubbly, where the details are a little bit more sparse. All right, so we're going to start with the backgrounds in Crumb Cake. And I got a big pine cone and a little pine cone. And now the details, we're going to do an early espresso. Got a big pine cone. Isn't that beautiful? Didn't that just come to life? This stamp set gives you such gorgeous hand-painted results with just ink, stamp, cut. Details on our little pine cone. Now we've got a little sprig and berries here. We're going to do the sprig with early espresso and the berries with Real Red. Again, look at how that multicolor image with the highlights and the shadows just came to life. So gorgeous. And then our last little bit, we've got another branch, a different shape here. Let's see if I can fit on this scrap. Certainly can. We're going to do that one in Evening Evergreen. Let's switch out the ink pads for the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and get these cut out. All right, so here it is. I've got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine all set up to die cut these. The seasonal labels die set is fantastic. The labels are awesome. All the botanicals and greenery are just going to make your whole season a little bit brighter. Let's go ahead and get those cranked out. Look at that. I look like an artist. Got our sample, our bits, and our candy. The pocket we just made. And let's go ahead and tuck a little candy in the pocket. And we need liquid glue and dimensionals. I'm gonna start with these little greenery and add a bit of multi-purpose liquid glue just on the base of the greens. We're gonna pop those guys in so that they just extend a tiny bit past the pocket, not too much. And then next up, we've got our fresh green sprig, a little bit of glue on the stem. Just pop that on the pocket. And then our pine cone, the large one, our Evening Evergreen sprig under the pine cone, our berries also under the pine cone, and our little pine cone, couple of dimensionals. Now we can go back and do any further little securing that you want to do with dimensionals. So I'm going to add one right here on the sprig of leaves, and then one on the sprig of berries. Uh-oh, we pulled it out. Wasn't dry yet. I'll slide it back under there. It's like floral arranging. I'm going to pull and tuck and change a little bit here or there until you get a balance that you like. Love it. And then this little guy right here, I'm going to lift up the end, pop a dimensional. So good. Now, 'tis the season. We have to cut that one out. Got my paper snips, and we're just going to give it a tiny little white border. There's no prize for getting it out in one piece, so just heck it out. And then, now that it's manageable, you're gonna close the scissors with your dominant hand and turn the label with your non-dominant hand. that cute? Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, now I've got mini dimensionals, and I love this fat edge here. We're going to use a big strip of it and put it on the back of 'Tis the Season. Look at how beautiful. Aren't they just beautiful? I like the Designer Series papers equally. We're going to put that right underneath our pine cone and secure it down. Last touch. I love these garden gems for Christmas. They're totally limited supply. They're part of the Eden's Garden collection and available while supplies last. Pick these up for Christmas. You won't regret it. I'm going to grab a take your pick tool and do 2 little sparkles coming up from our greeting. That's it. Isn't that cute? All right. I hope I can help you wrap it up for Christmas. Look out for details coming soon. They'll be in the email on Tuesday. If you're not a Kitchen Table Stamper newsletter subscriber, get in the loop, get in the know. Go to kitchentablestamper.com/email and sign up. And if you've got questions about the project, you can email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. To shop Stampin' Up 24/7, buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.